Hello everyone, it's Erik and Jorik.
Hello, how's it going?
So we're just quickly going to demo you a cool little feature we've been adding to Synapse, and that is OpenTracing support with Jaeger. So a lot of you will know that Synapse actually supports being run in multiple processes in worker mode, as we call it, where you have different services that all talk to each other to process your events, sending events and synchrotrons and push and all that lovely stuff. This obviously makes it quite hard to debug. Because you have to tail logs from all different servers and try and stitch them together to figure out what's going on. OpenTracing and Jaeger is a way of tracking what's going on and logging in a very distributed systems way. So as a quick sneak peek of what's coming up in the next videos of Synapse, we're just going to start talking in hash test on matrix.org. I'm using my very super secret Matrix.org account because this only supports Matrix.org at the moment, so you can run it yourselves. Now I've sent this message into this room and I'm going like, well, what's happened to it? Oh, and Jorik has said something too. So if we go and take the event ID or what's going on, and we copy that, we go over to the Jaeger UI. It's a very cool little thing. And this is all hooked up to matrix.org. Go on the client reader and we say event ID equals blah, find traces. Hopefully, this is in a distributed way, so it might take a little while to come through. And also, it's based on Elasticsearch, so it takes, oh, come on. It takes some while to filter all the way through. It would also help if I'm on the right thing, so we're looking for inbound send event stuff, so on the event creator number 1. So here we go. So as you can see, so this is time, and so we've taken 1.47 seconds to send that. And you can have this fun little tags thing which tells you, oh look, it's this is the URL that came in over, this is the event ID, and that sort of stuff. And all these are searchable. We also have this thing, this get user by request is where we go and search, given an access token, who that user is, and that's found me, my super secret Matrix.org account. We can see it's taken quite a long time on the event creator process, probably doing CPU stuff, before it then goes and calls out over replication, as we call it, to the main master process, which actually goes and stores the event in the database. So you can see here that it's taken, what, 300 mils to store on the master process, so that's CPU time on the master process, CPU time on the event creator. So that's actually quite useful. This is very bare bones at the moment, but you can add log lines and stuff to really help narrow it down. But as time goes on, we'll be adding more and more tags and more log lines to help us track down stuff. But what we can also do is go and look at who this pushed out to. So we go to the pusher, which is responsible for sending push to signal. Chug, chug, chug. Hopefully that will show, yeah, like all these people got pushed. Tons and tons of time, like push going on. If we narrow this down to Jorik account, so by also sticking a authenticated entity, not authenticated key, to Jorik matrix. I can't type. There we go. Come on.
That's not gonna work. I think we have Matrix.
Oh, I still can't type. Who knew? Who knew? There we go. And because Jorik has 2 devices that has push enabled, we get these 2 different sets of spans. This one is for his Android, and the other one is for his Vitex debug. So you can sort of see that you can figure out which pusher has this is related to via these tags, and you can filter down again with them. You can see that actually goes and then sends an outbound HTTP request to over to our signal, and this is the signal receiving the request, figuring out its GCM, and then sending it out to Google to go and send it back to the phone. So you can see that again, like we've spent quite a lot of time CPU processing this push before sending it out, and then actually Signal spends most of its time waiting for Google. This is Google taking 35 mils to respond, and we've done the whole thing in 466 mils. So yeah, this is actually really useful and really cool, and should help people running worker mode Synapse figure out where all their time is going. We can also So if we quickly go to the master process and we go error equals true, chug, 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 you can see that actually we can filter by errors, and you can see, oh, the risk room piece version servlet errored, and it has the logs in that, and stack traces. So this is really helpful combined with all the other tools to really narrow down where things are going wrong. Hopefully over time we can actually start adding more logging information. We can trace this over multiple servers, put on this modular server so you can see things going on. This is going to be particularly amazing for things like encryption errors and UICs, where for some reason you see a fail to decrypt error, and instead of trying to hunt through days and days of logs, we can just go, right, who is the person, what's the event ID, which message, what are the devices involved, bam, just use Jaeger, figure out, and just look at all this, just the sheer timeline of what's going on, and then it will hopefully be really obvious, oh, this is a bug, or oh, it's errored here and we didn't handle that correctly, and things like that. So it's going to be really, really cool, and thank you to Jorik for adding all of this stuff. Like, it's amazing.
All of the infrastructure.
Yeah.
Actually, what you're saying about the device list was quite interesting, because when I first did this and I did device lists, I could see that what we thought was UIC on the server side had worked from start to finish.
Oh, right? yeah.
So it was like kind of finding a bug by inversely proving that there was none.
Yeah, no, it was really cool actually to see it, that actually that this has come from not just us going, oh, pretty graphs, but actually really, really useful to hunt down UICs, because they're particularly tricky and they're involving all sorts of different code paths and requests and and it's a pain to use traditional logging to fix that. So yeah, this will be out in the next release of Synapse. I can't remember the version number off the top of my head, but yeah, it'll be cool.
Great.
Yeah, do you have anything more to say?
No.
Cool. In which case, have a good weekend, everyone, and see you soon.